I was also doing work in FE, further education, and then I realised that all these different vocations in further education had their own language. We want them to talk about the things they do, and the things they know, and the things they believe. And so we devised syllabuses that were suitable for them, different categories, and that grew and grew. To inform, explain, instruct, even if you're only 5. During the exam, during the test, it isn't the examiner who's in authority. We must make the child, or the person, the adult, be the one in authority. Now that's different from all other exams. I now receive quite a lot of letters from adults who've gone far in their careers, and they write and say that without ESB they would not have got where they are.
I think confidence is one of the main factors, because they are pushed out of their comfort zone very often and are made to do something they wouldn't usually do, and they have to overcome maybe some fears or hide fears that they have to do very often in life. And if they start early, at the stage where they don't know any embarrassment yet or don't feel intimidated by certain situations, they can be trained to have these skills, or to train these skills. And another factor, I think, would be research. They have the opportunity to research a certain topic, a topic they're interested in, to learn more about a certain topic, and to be able to structure that into a coherent talk is another element that's very, very useful in whatever subject, really, in whatever area of their professional life later on. Another element I would say is a big benefit would be having to interact with an audience, having to react to questions, for example, having to have a broader knowledge and not just concentrate on what they have just said, but think on the spot as well. That's something that they can train through ESB.
The students really appreciate the format, and also when it comes to the actual exam, obviously everyone gets nervous for any exam, but when they go into the room, we've been able to prepare them thoroughly from the notes and the information we've got from ESB, and then when they're actually in there, the examiners have tended to really put them at ease. They all generally have commented afterwards that they found it a relaxing environment, even though obviously there's the usual nerves. And also, as a result of taking these exams, obviously we see that students build in confidence, especially when they're successful, and then they can move on to the next level. And if they continue with us, then they'd move on to the next level of ESB. So they're then also familiar with what's coming, so that helps a great deal.
I feel I've gained the confidence of speaking in public and being able to do anything we really love to do with speaking.
Okay, Karen.
I think I've learned a lot about the people I've talked about and a lot of their stories and what happened in history.
Good. Okay, Lucy?
I think I've learned that making boards and speaking about it is really fun actually, and not as scary as you'd think it would be.
Good. John?
Well, I've gained public speaking skills, clearly, because you're going to need it a lot in life with college and university. So.
Okay, Abby?
I think I've gained a lot of confidence because I used to be really shy and now I can just speak to anyone about anything.
Right, Alex?
I think ESB will help me in the future with job interviews, things like that. And I like learning about what other people's interests and things.
Good. Toby?
ESB has got me to sit more still than I used to, and it's given me confidence to speak aloud in public.
Good. Daniel?
Ever since I started ESB, I don't have that much nerves anymore when I speak to people.
I like ESP because it's challenging and I meet loads of friends in the course.
I like ESB because I'm meeting the public.
I like ESB because it gives me confidence. It makes me speak fluently and confidently about my PowerPoint.
I like ESP and I enjoyed my presentation by public.
I like ESB because it's improved my telephone skills.
When I was 14, I was fortunately at a school where ESB was introduced back in the 50s, and a teacher came along one day and said, I've got a new syllabus and this is what we're going to be doing. And I remember being able to use geography, history, projects that I was doing for, let's say, O-levels and then A-levels, and poetry, drama, and I further got involved with ESB. I was in a public speaking competition at my school, and the judge was Christabel Burniston. And I got to the finals, and when I came onto the stage, I was given a piece of paper and I had to quickly look at the topic and then speak. And the topic was a farewell speech to the school. So I talked to the juniors, I talked to the seniors, and then I talked to the staff and the head, because to be honest, there were many occasions when I'd really broken every rule in the book. And I don't know what I said, but I looked at the headmistress and the tears were running down her face. As a result, I won the competition, was invited to tea with Christabel, and well, from then on I ended up going to the North West School of Speech and Drama, did a fabulous training there, and then on into teaching, and I've just taught ESB all my life.
I love the variety because having taught all ages, I taught speech and drama in primary schools, secondary schools, I've done things in adult education and so on. So I examine all the different age groups, and that's one of the very interesting things. So one minute you're going in, you're listening to a 6 or 7 year old, that I can think of one boy in particular, talking about a bug magazine, but sadly he couldn't really read and he was struggling. And only by asking him 1 or 2 questions, why do you like bugs? What do I collect them? What do you do with them once you've collected them? Eventually he said, I feed them to my birds. And he gave a lengthy talk on his birds and how he and his dad had an aviary and they fed the birds and they had to feed the birds all these bugs. And that little boy hadn't spoken very much from coming into school until that day. And that's the sort of thing that makes ESB special for me. It's finding the special thing about every individual, because there is something special about every single student.
This is why and where we've made our mark.